This is Dave Copeman, IFSM 201-7977. Here we are in week 3. Quick note, I just posted the grades for last week, so please let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you read Chapter 3, Software, and do OLI Unit 4, Modules 7 through 9. Okay, so for next week, and this is what we're going to focus on this lecture, is read recommendations due for week 4. So the assignment in Leo, project introduction, read before case studies, parts 1 and 3, and case studies, MS Word. Use the Word chapters in your office text as a resource for completing the Word project. So a couple ways where you can go here. Go to find the stuff, assignments. Here's your PC Word. Or we go to content. Scroll down here to MS Office assignments, case study instructions. So underneath these mini tutorials, how to do footers, additional information for the PC specification project, and sample tables. So these tables are what's going to be needed to complete the test. So this additional information, okay, you're supposed to tie back your recommendation specs to all your original requirements. Spell out the requirements and apply to your selection hardware. So here's some suggestions for layout of the table: 3 columns, input, output, etc., device, and requirement. Include details where it makes sense. For example, you can read it here under scanner. Is not enough information to tell you exactly what it's capable of doing. Adapter cards, monitor, etc. Ports, external storage. So some good information right here. All right, so we'll go back here, and then on the bottom here, read first. This is very important that you read this first so you understand exactly what we're doing here. So here is the read first. Please use the document to read first. Oh, let me grab the right. All right. So read before doing the case study. Okay, you'll meet the director's requirements that are described on this page by creating and submitting a Word table. So that's part 1. This is where we're focused on. After this assignment, then we'll do access, and then you'll do a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, here is your requirements. Your office has outgrown its old desktop machines and in the market for new PCs, but would like guidance on what to purchase. So I'm the director. You're trying to tell me what the best product is. You're supposed to let me know, based on your research, what the capabilities are, what the requirements are, and assume that I do not know what the computer is. So use your reading as leverage to better let me understand you understand what we're doing here. So the requirements are as follows. There's 13 of them. Okay, I need to be able to create documents, spreadsheets, presentation, send and receive emails, online video conferences, web courses, create and edit audio and video, create databases, take high quality photos, quality color printing, save documents, transfer information, etc. Your requirements must address each of the 13 items listed in the requirements. So these 13 requirements, that's all I care about. If you write down you need something and you don't tie it back to these 13 requirements, you're going to get marked wrong. Let's see if we can go down to the next slide here. All right. Here's all the information that you need on what to do. Go through this, read. There's examples, consider components. All right. You are supposed to tie back your recommended specs to all the original requirements. Spell out the requirements that apply to your selection of hardware. Do so in the tables. Your customer would not appreciate having to guess as to which requirement is being met. So, element 1, open up a Word document, save it, last name, specs. Normal text, Arial 12 point. Create a title page which shows your first and last name and course date. You're going to get 0.2 points for that element. But over here in the comments, there's a little bit more information. This is the font in normal paragraphs. Heading and title fonts may be larger. So just understand that. The title must be specifications for the director by all this stuff here. Okay, use a footer. If you don't know how to use a footer, look it up. You have a book that has all this stuff in there. So we go to 3. Create a table that identifies the manufacturer type. So desktop, laptop, tablet, whatever what your suggestion is, your recommended computer. Remember the requirement is to identify and configure only a single computer. Even though in the direction it says we're looking for 5, we just need to do 1. All right, so create a table that shows all the required hardware components and must be labeled. So if you put something in there, such as an input device. So down here, input device, megapixel video camera, model from whatever supplier. Requirements met. See it right here? Create video files. So you're not going to use a camera and tell me the requirements that are met is because it's the best camera out there. I need to tie it back to the 13 requirements. Input device, a mouse. If you tell me a mouse is used to point, that's not one of the 13 requirements. What do you need a mouse to do? So all I'm doing is trying to figure out if you understand what a mouse is for as it relates to the 13 requirements. So if you put a mouse down and you say a mouse is used for pointing, well, find out in here where those 13 requirements fit the mouse. So I'm using the mouse right now to highlight, but it's not in one of these 13 requirements. To a mouse, I need to create documents, spreadsheets, and presentation. Do I use a mouse to do that? Well, as you can see, my pointer is pointing to Microsoft Word. So to create a document, I need a mouse. The requirement met, create documents, presentations, spreadsheets, send and receive emails. So you can tie almost all 13 of these requirements to a mouse. And that lets me know you understand what a mouse is really for. If you put down, I need a processor, and you tell me to make the computer go fast. Again, 13 requirements. There's nowhere in here that says I need to make my computer go fast. What I do need to do is have you explain to me out of these 13 requirements what a processor's for, what the monitor's for, what the storage devices are for, and other peripheral devices. Here we have a make, model, and descriptions are required for these different components, these different elements. And then you tie it into the 13 requirements. If it's not in the 13 requirements, as the director, I don't care. I'm putting the requirement out there, 13 of them, and you need to figure out what you're suggesting, how it ties back to that requirement. So go through, read it, understand it. Please ask questions early this week and early next week before you get to it. We have a lot of people that don't quite understand. They don't read the directions, and then they get they'll get points marked off, and they don't understand why. All right, so Footers, a tidbit about including dates in footers. If you don't know how to do that, here it is right here. If you can't find it in your book and you're not that experienced with it, when you come up into here, into element number 2, point 2 points, if you don't use a footer to create a page numbers for all pages except for the title page, place the numbers on the right side of your footer. If you're not sure how to do that, check this link out and it'll walk you through it. And that's all I have for this.